wants to be in the final.
Here at World Table Tennis, we smash boundaries. We push the limits of our sport and unleash the boundless potential of our athletes. We go beyond the norm, always surpassing expectations and forging an unforgettable legacy. At World Table Tennis, the possibilities are endless. We are limitless. We are infinite. Welcome to the WTT Infinity Arena. Game on.
From China, CHEN Xingtong. From China, Yingsha.
Those cheers and that smile can only mean one thing. The world number one is in town. She's back where she does the business. She's been superb on this table all week long, and with the WTT Champions title under her belt already this year, she looks to add to that. As she faces Xingtong, who, as I said earlier on, has unfinished business at this tier of the WTT series. Best of 7, of course, as this is a final, and she has been to those already. Heartbreak in Incheon against Wang Yidi, beaten by Yingsha in Chongqing. Their WTT head-to-head is a close one. Don't forget, last time they met in Japan, in action here, it was the finals in Fukuoka, and it was Xingtong who emerged the winner in that one. Well, there's so much more that we can say about this clash of the world number 1 and 3, but let's just quickly get to Li Lin, our umpire for this women's singles final. And the formalities, of course, include the coin toss, which is about to take place.
Toss, please. Blue or red? Blue, Chen Xingtong. Red, Yingsha. Blue, you want to toss. What do you choose? Side, service or reserve? Service, good match.
Well, they could have done that all in Chinese, couldn't they? But in the end, it's worked out as it's going to be the side of the table that Xingtong wants, and it's going to be the service that Yingsha wants. My partner in commentary for this one is Mr. Fraser Riley. I'm delighted to say, Fraser, great to have you here. Both players in red, a final we could maybe have expected, but one that nonetheless we're excited about. Tell us about Xia and what she's likely to do.
Great to be with you, Jen. I'm so excited here for the singles finals. It's been a legendary first edition of this event. Yingsha has been like a knife through butter, only having dropped 2 games en route here to the grand final. She beat Ju Chunhee, Haruka Hashimoto, the best chopper in the world, Satsuki Odo, the champion of the champions Montpellier, and then another teammate, She Shun Yao.
Yeah, no upsets this time around. As for Xingtong, well, world ranking number 3, and she has been outstanding here as well. Probably a tougher route to this final for her than Xia's, but it's getting there that matters. She beat Yuan Jianan with no problem. Mo Zhang of Canada, likewise. Hina Hayata was always going to be a tough opponent, and she had to fight back to win that one before getting past Wang Yidi, her nemesis from the final in Incheon. Sorting out some unfinished business there. And this, of course, was the last time these two met in a WTT Champions final, Fraser, not that long ago.
No, not at all. It was this year in Chongqing, China. Stamping her authority, Yingsha. What an incredible player she is. She's been world #1 now for 160 consecutive weeks, and this was the way that she sealed the deal.
And this, of course, had followed that encounter in the finals in Fukuoka, which would have been fresh in their memories. So this is very much a live rivalry right now. Let's just remind you what they're playing for as we see these packed seats here inside the Infinity Arena. The trophies and the prize money, $40,000, will go to the winner of the women's singles, as it will the men's singles a little bit later on tonight. But right now, it's time to go. Fraser, we're about to get your prediction, your thoughts on what we expect. But before we get yours, how about the fans have their say? At WorldTableTennis.com, 81% favoring the world #1. Speaking of fans, they're going to make some noise in this room tonight. About to get going. Enjoy this one, guys.
The first game, Yingsha to serve, long all. One love.
From a cacophony to silence to applause, we're up and running, Fraser. What's going to happen?
I've got goosebumps already here, John. Yingsha, of course, is the favourite coming into this, but there's only 2 places between them in the world rankings. Both of these players at the tippy top of world table tennis.
Love.
We have 2 right-handed shake hand grip attackers at the table. We're going to see fast and furious table tennis, some backhand to backhand rallies. It's going to be about who can change the direction of play more effectively, who can get on the front foot more aggressively. And so far, it's Yingsha.
Another point goes her way. Of course, it's their second outing on this table in just a matter of a few hours here. Who impressed you earlier on today the most?
I would say, relatively, Xingtong. I did not expect her to see off Wang Yidi 4 games to 1. That was imperious. Like you said, John, she got her revenge from the final of the champions in Incheon.
Yes, there was a lot riding on that. There was a lot of emotion around that matchup. For Shasha, probably against the 15th ranked player in the world. It was a more straightforward assignment, wasn't it, in so many ways. But she's off to a great start here already. Now, of course, they're used to it, these elite-level Chinese women, because they tend to get to the finals in these major events. But playing and then recovering and then getting G'd up to play again comes with its own unique challenges, doesn't it?
It does. But I guess in terms of who they played in the last round, they haven't had to adapt too much. Of course, all 4 of the women's singles semi-finalists representing Team China, all of them right-handed attackers.
Let's look to the serve percentages as well, because as you know only too well, Fraser, Shasha has been putting up some incredible stats this week. In fact, as recently as earlier on today, going at 70+% in terms of wins on service.
Yeah, she has a masterful pendulum serve, Yingsha. And look at her quality inside the table with the touch play, the flick play, and then the recovery, getting back to the base to be able to play that backhand again. Oh, good composure there from Chen Xingtong, but even back there you could see how Yingsha can really pose a threat. Lovely topspin serve. Good shot selection there from Chen Xingtong. She had Yingsha scrambling, didn't want to play with power, just softened it.
Familiarity is going to be a factor here, because going beyond the WTT head-to-head, it's actually the 13th time they've met competitively anywhere in any format. And as a result, they know each other's games, don't they?
They really, really do.
There's no mystery here for either.
Not particularly. The first meeting at the Austrian Open back in 2017.
Oh, just off the edge. What this just means, though, is that with no coaches in their corners, because it's obviously China against China, it will have all come down to the prep, won't it?
It will have, and it wouldn't have surprised me if these two would have been training against each other in preparation for this match. The coaches have done their bit. They've guaranteed a Chinese winner, the likes of Ma Lin.
Yeah.
Now it's down to the players.
Five, six.
Feeling that Tong Tong can take a little bit longer to warm to the task, and she's doing just that.
Yeah, she's impassive, she's calculated, she's selective, and now she's beginning to grow into this game after the slow start.
5, 6.
Could she level here?
There's your answer. What do you make of her service then?
So she plays either the pendulum serve or the shovel serve, which is the one that she just did. The shovel serve puts a bit of reverse spin on the ball. The traditional pendulum puts the usual side spin on the ball.
6-all.
But you can play a pendulum coming right under with a backspin serve. You can come under, but softening the grip and contacting it near the center of the racket, and that won't produce any spin whatsoever. And usually when a player does that, they'll stamp to make it seem like they've served with a lot of spin.
Stamp from Xia there, and she stamped her authority on that rally too, with an absolute screamer to the corner.
Signed, sealed and delivered. Return to sender. That was a big point as well, momentum-wise, because Chen had a streak.
Tong Tong tried to take the initiative early on in that, but she was just forced onto the back foot and then forced onto the wrong foot.
She was stitched and she was stretched. Look at that backhand, and then she went back into the same place. Chen Xingtong was all over the shot. Wonderful peripheral vision, fantastic execution and great awareness from Yingsha.
Frustration for Tong Tong. She had a chance, as she might have felt she did in the previous point, didn't take it, and pays the price.
It's unbelievable that with less than a second to think between shots, she's able to still think on her feet, using the pace that Chen Xingtong had injected to her own advantage. She was put very quickly on the back foot there, the world number one, still managed to win it.
Tong Tong cannot put her away. She simply cannot put Yingsha away, and as a result, that run of points makes it 4 game points for the world number one.
She's making the world number 3 feel powerless.
It's early yet, but this is formidable from Xia.
Not a chink in the armour.
No, that's incredible, really, there. Impregnable, really, in that she's soaked up everything that Tong Tong's thrown at her. And of course, we know all about her attacking prowess. That is a statement first game, but Tong Tong is made of solid stuff, resolute stuff, and she will now sit down, assess what's happened, and know that it's a best of 7. She's got a long road back if she needs to take it. But boy, oh boy, what a way to start. Well, if you look at champions' results over the last 4, that tells you a story. Incheon 2024 champion, Chongqing 2024 champion, Macau 2024 champion, and one of the 2 already this year. Those are 4 of the 6 WTT champions titles that she already holds. And she has started off here as if she means to get her hands on number 7 in a hurry.
Unbelievable, that record, isn't it? She's looking for her 16th WTT senior title. You're just shaking your head in disbelief, John.
Yeah, 24 years old. That's the thing that makes you shake your head when you think about what she's already achieved in the game.
And 2 singles world titles. She won the World Cup, which was where these 2 last met.
Yeah.
Chen Xingtong to serve. Lang all.
Okay, Tong Tong, what you got? They start again after a chastening last 5 or 6 points in that first game for the world number 3.
One love.
Well, the view's slightly different. Change of ends, change of fortunes.
Yeah, let's see if Tong Tong can turn a new leaf here. We saw how she fought back against Hina Hayata from 2-0 down, so you shouldn't really count her out.
And going back to the couple of points in that run that saw Xia sweep to the first game, Tong Tong surely just has to take the positives. She did set up opportunities to put her opponent away, she just didn't put her away, right?
That was it. And, you know, that's not really sustainable for Sun Yingsha. She'll still try to improve her performance, even though it was such a great one in the first game. She doesn't want to be in those positions where she has to react. She wants to be in positions where she can dictate play. But Chen Xingtong has played so well all event down the middle of the table. It's so hard for the opponent to create angles.
Yeah, we saw that against Tina especially. Two sides to Xia's game. Previous rally we saw superb touch play. Now she's prepared to slug it out.
Absolute powerhouse, Sun Yingsha. Getting on her tippy toes, look at her wide base, look at her balance, look how she abbreviated the stroke there.
Two, three.
And she gets herself in front in the second.
Even though it's a best of 7, if Sun Yingsha will win a point or 2 here, Chen Xingtong may call a timeout. She knows coming back from 2-0 down against Sun Yingsha would be a near impossible feat.
I hear you. You've got a wealth of stats and data that you can access, and I'm just guessing this, but coming back from 2 down against Xia, I can't see a very high percentage attached to that metric.
Not at all. Probably less than 5–10% for Chen Xingtong. For everyone else, less than 1–2%. Partly because she's only ever lost to 2 non-Chinese players since the birth of world table tennis. 2 Japanese players.
3, 4.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Hanamoto being one of them.
And
Miharano. Yep. Just onto that, I'm going to give you her stats against fellow China players as well in a moment. Thanks to Xia's win over Shi Zhao earlier on this morning, or today, she's actually at over 80% win rate against fellow China players in WTT events.
Wow.
Over 80.
That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Just to add to that, she has an 83% win rate in finals.
Amazing numbers. Lovely little shot here. Look what she gets off the backhand there. Fanned it a bit.
That's it, the fanning backhand jump. Protecting that crossover section. Putting a little bit of side spin and backspin on the ball. Very tough to judge how much backspin's on it. Sun couldn't judge it quite right.
And with that, Tong Tong's just got herself a little lead in this second game. Just as we were waxing lyrical about Xia incredible stats, she's quietly got herself in front, Tong Tong.
And this is what she does. She's an unassuming player. She wins points under the radar.
4-6.
So steely, Chen Xingtong.
Oh, she adjusted once to the forehand, but that arrowed into her body in no way.
Just imagine being one of these two players. Try to imagine you're them. Put your feet in their shoes, and you will really quickly begin to understand how difficult it is to anticipate where the ball is going to come to. The style is just so efficient. And the Chinese are the best because they do the simple things the best.
And as good, as great as Tong Tong is, she was all at sea there.
Yeah. She's got to be careful here, Chen Xingtong. She picked up a yellow card, didn't she, in a semi-final?
Yeah. Cagey from both players. Resisting any temptation to get on the front foot.
Trying to deny Sun Yingsha the opening attack, and she did so with some neat and tidy touch play. Pushed out.
7-5.
Just slowing the game down from time to time, just disturbing the rhythm. So important against someone like Sun Yingsha.
Eight, 5.
That's a rarity. Xiao's received letting her down.
Again, it's that shovel serve. It's so tough to tell whether there's backspin or topspin on that serve.
As Tong Tong takes 6 of the last 8 points. She's on a mission here in this second game. But every time we've got into those exchanges, or at least just about every time as I recall, Fraser, Xia wins.
Because she's so good at actually softening the grip a little bit, still taking the backhand out in front, but creating a bit more topspin, a bit more arc. And that makes it very tough for Chen Xingtong to play power backhands. And with the direction of it, it makes Chen Xingtong wary to pivot and play a forehand, because she's going to open that wide space for Sun.
Oh, wow.
9.
What an angle on that as well. Our camera's doing us proud as that was steered away from Sun Yingsha.
That was drop dead gorgeous. What a cunning shot.
Yeah. Beautifully executed.
So nice when you can just push it right past your opponent.
6-9.
Now, she beats her to the forehand again, this time with one that blazes past Xia. And I don't know whether she'll take any more pleasure from either of them, the slow-mo one or that. But what it is a winner that now gives her, what, 4 game points? Not yet, you don't, says the world number 1.
Yeah, Chen Xingtong there acting a little bit prematurely because Xia didn't show her where she was going to go. Chen Xingtong ended up facing her own topspin, which she imparted on the serve, and that's why her shot popped up and Xia could kill it.
That one goes long. Leland, the umpire, just asked her, please play again. So you'll keep an eye on that, I'm sure. I don't know how many times you get a warning before they think about a yellow.
I think if she has to be asked again, it'll be a yellow card. And by the way, if you get a red in table tennis, you don't get disqualified, but a point is awarded to your opponent.
Time out.
Oh, here she goes. She knows how big of a moment this is. 2 of the 4 game points have gone. And so Tong Tong knows that she must get back. As you said just a few minutes ago, Fraser, to go 2 down against Xia, well, historically, statistically, in just about everywhere you might care to measure, it would be highly improbable that she could win this final. However, find a way to close this out, and things change.
And interestingly, she just had 2 serves and lost both points. So now it'll be Xia's serve. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, she needs to think that one through, and she is doing just that. What next? Blown a couple of opportunities, but the thing about her is that she has this composure. She's unflappable. She will process this. So, China's superstars are in action. The world's #1, the world's #3, and when they play, everyone stops and pays attention to them. The fans are loving this. Everyone who follows World Table Tennis will be watching this right now. And of course, Ma Lin, who guides the fortunes of that Chinese women's team. They're all there, look at them. Man Yu's there, Kuai Man.
Chen
Yi, of course, the rising star. Yi there as well. Oh yeah, they're out in force to watch 2 of the team deliver what's already turning out to be a fabulous final here in Yokohama.
There's some great team spirit here.
And there it is. Straight off the timeout. Well done. Who needs a coach? Tong Tong gets it done. So she's come back. Having dropped the first 11-6, she wins the second 11-8. We're all square. Inside the Infinity Arena, composing herself, Chen Xingtong, the world #3, who's just taken the second game off Yingsha, the world #1, to level things up in our WTT Champions Yokohama 2025 women's singles final. Of course, $40,000 up for grabs for whoever of these 2 women wins this one, but also, Fraser, ITTF world ranking points as well.
Yeah, you can check out the new rankings every single Tuesday at worldtabletennis.com.
Third game. Yingsha to serve.
No matter what happens after this final, Yingsha will remain clear ahead of the pack. She's basically 3,300 points ahead of the world #2, Wang Monyu. But if Tong Tong wins his final, she'll only be 300 points behind the world #2.
$1,000 points for the winner, right?
That's right. Heavy, heavy weighting at the champions tier.
Left, 1 love.
Oh,
Love, 2.
that's ungettable.
Yeah, it was just too out of reach there. Xingtong wasn't going to risk injury going for a dive, not at this moment in the match with this scoreboard.
So she serves, having dropped a couple of points at the start of this third.
Beautiful, beautiful. And this serve is actually been one of the spanner in the works. If you're Yingsha, she's struggled really to do much with this shovel serve, and that's a stunning spin up from Xingtong. She was heaving up the back of the ball there.
2-0.
Then she gets into a backhand duel, which is a risky thing to do with Xia, but emerges successfully.
I'd say Xingtong's backhand is slightly different from Yingsha's, and part of that is because Yingsha's forehand is more powerful. Sun is looking to set up the forehand a little bit more often than Xingtong.
There they go again.
3.
The reason in table tennis that you don't really want the backhand to be too powerful is that then your opponent will use the power to switch you to the forehand, and in table tennis usually the forehand is the shot that you can generate more power with.
Yeah.
The backhand is used sort of divisively in more of a probing manner, but of course you can counter with the right technique very powerfully. Look at that for a forehand flick.
More like a slap, a swat, wasn't it? There's plenty in there, flat batted.
It really has to be with the forehand flick, because the way the human wrist is anatomically, you can't bend the wrist back with the forehand flick to generate topspin inside the table. That's why, if the serve is low, you'll see players try to backhand flick from the forehand side with the Chiquita.
Interesting from Xia. As if she might have changed her mind on that, just popped it up.
Yeah, she didn't, I don't think, intend to contact it so finely, but that was a difficult shot for Xingtong to take on.
She's on a roll right now. Oh, again, it sits up and begs to be hit. A hit it was.
Smoke show here from Xingtong.
Expression from Xia tells you it's rare, but she's under the cosh right now.
6 points in a row. Lost the first 2 of the game.
Seven now.
7.
And this is turning into a thing.
Well, well, well. How many players have managed to do this against Yingsha at this event? 0. We saw what Yingsha did to Hashimoto, winning 11-1 in game 4. Usually it's her dishing out this kind of treatment.
After Hashimoto had taken the first game of that match, she poked the bear, and look what happened. But look at this. Tong serving 7-3.
Play.
1-all.
7-3.
And also credit to Xingtong here, because she's not just battling against Yingsha, she's battling against most of the fans here in the Infinity Arena. We've been going around the corner for coffee, John, haven't we? And every coffee shop, you'll just see Yingsha fans sat in them.
It's incredible. They travel the world as well. The hotels, the airports are just full of them. Ridiculous table tennis.
3-9.
With Tong emerging triumphant again. Soaked up the pressure, delivered when she needed to.
Well, Sun will have known that Xingtong is coming into this match in hot form, having beaten her best friend Wang Yidi 4-1.
3-9.
Maybe this is going to be Xingtong's day, finally, on her 4th attempt in a Champions Final. It'd have to be her biggest achievement today, wouldn't it, John?
3-10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, given the, I mean, all those things we showed, 7 game points, by the way, for Tong, all those stats, everything. leading into this. Xia form in champions, everything sets this up as one that she'd be expected to win.
11-3. Game to Chen Xingtong.
Gone. Given away. Done. Xia's going to just pack that one away, forget about it, and come back. And you know she will come back. But this run for Tongtong goes back beyond just this game. She is really on top of the world #1 here. Are you still staggered by what Xia did there?
When do you ever see Sun Yingsha giving up? She knew there was no way she could come back there.
Never seen that. No?
Barely at all. I can't remember the last time.
Well, it might just be that she's recognised that, and I'm sure you know this from playing, that a player sometimes will go on an absolutely incredible purple patch, a run, and that just seems to be what Tongtong's doing right now. So maybe Xia's going, okay, fine. She'll blow herself out. She'll burn herself out.
Yeah, I doubt Sun Yingsha will be too worried at this stage in the match, but this is a very, very important next game because she does not want to go 3-1 down in this best-of-7 women's singles final. I was just thinking to myself, John, you know, Sun Yingsha and Wang Manyu, they've been basically untouchable for the last few years. You wonder how the likes of Kwai Man and most notably Chen Yi have shaken things up.
And isn't it funny that we've been talking so much about the young guard or the new guard coming through to challenge, but right now it's the 28-year-old who's having a go at the world #1.
Her and Wang Yidi are seen as the big sisters, really, of the A team.
As Tongtong stood there between games, I bet she couldn't wait to get back to that table, but wait she had to, and now Xia's had time to reconsider. All the forces at Xia's disposal. Huge fan following included being brought to bear here. So Tongtong is not just fighting what's on the table, it's what's in the atmosphere, the aura, everything about Xia.
Yeah, every match she plays in, there's thousands of people supporting her, no matter if it's the Chinese Super League, no matter if she's playing in, it could be Nigeria, wouldn't matter.
Oh, wow.
1-2.
She's still hot and under the purple lights of the WTT champions livery. This purple patch continues for Tongtong. Let's have a little look at the momentum and go back a bit further than recent points. Yeah, 13 over the last 16 points have been won.
She just looked back to some of the Chinese team, Sun Yingsha has to say, oh, she's on fire here, Chen Xingtong. That was a look of concern, wasn't it?
Interesting, isn't it? I wonder what's going through Ma Lin's mind right now, because he would ordinarily have coached either one of these players against somebody else. I wonder what he would be advising.
3-1.
But she'll find a way, you know. Or at least she'll try to find a way. Huge volume raining down from the fans in response to that .1.
It's just fascinating how many balls are being played down the middle of the table, straight from the serve as well. Something different there, breaking the pad from Chen Xingtong. She's been decisive with her touch and push play as well, and that's been key. Because you can't build a house on sand. Anything lukewarm, Chen Xingtong is going to fetch that ball.
2-4.
Well, I guess the ball kids will be.
Yeah. She's under pressure, Xia here. Serving here, 2 down, 2-1 down. Three behind now.
5. 6-2.
We talk about the head-to-head, which Xingtong is winning overall 9-3. That's their junior meetings, that's the meetings outside of World Table Tennis events. But, you know, Xingtong has beaten Xia in some big events before, such as the Singapore Smash. Such as the finals in Fukuoka. I mean, Xingtong just loves playing in Japan.
That was almost like a fencer's thrust that sees her spot the opportunity and pierce the guard there off the edge of the table.
She is a woman on a mission, Xingtong. Yeah, I like the analogy there, John.
Oh, not this time, though. Too quick. Too varied. And a point that Xia badly needed, having reached a long, long way to get that back.
She had to loosen the grip and actually hold the racket lower down on the handle so that she could recover that net cord.
It was worth it.
Oh, and a very shallow ball there from Xingtong. That wasn't expected. No timeout remaining for Xingtong.
Stop. Chen, no time of stay. 4-7.
Well, that's 3 warnings now and no card. Interesting.
A4.
She's like a runner, a middle distance runner, Tong here, who's decided she's going to have to just see this home. She hasn't got any timeouts. She's going to have to kick at some point and just keep going. But it's going to be worth it, because if she gets home in this, that's the prize that's eluded her so far.
Her best achievement to date, the star contender in Bangkok in 2023, where she became Triple Crown champion, but she's not had any kind of success at this level. Came close in Fukuoka. Obviously the finals is the most exclusive event of the year, with only the top 16 performers. She nearly beat Wang Manyu there in the final. This would be, though, a breakthrough win, career-defining.
6 game points for a 3-1 lead.
Wowza.
What does Xia do this time?
Oh,
she's not giving anything away.
That was a why-not shot from Xingtong. If you block it down the line, you block it down the line and I'll go over.
Yeah, she doesn't mind that. She wasn't far off. And there it is.
11-5. Game to Chen Xingtong.
Did you hear that, folks? That was the sound of not much sound, because Xia's fans have been stunned, as has the player herself, by Chen Xingtong here, who has overcome a whirlwind start by the world #1 to win the next 3 games. Fraser, can you believe what you're seeing?
It's amazing. 11-8, 11-3, 11-5. It hasn't even been that close.
So she's very much on course. This is an unusual dynamic, Fraser. What's going through her mind? What's going through your mind in terms of what she needs to do?
It's tough to say. I feel as though Chen Xingtong is just spreading the direction of play brilliantly, painting the table with her attacks. Her backhand has been a little bit better than Xingtong's. She's played the parallels that much better as well. The issues are stemming from Xingtong's receive. She still hasn't been able to really do much against the shovel serve of Chen Xingtong. So for me, she has to try to do something a little bit more with the receive, Xingtong, and then her prowess can shine through.
What's interesting about this, brilliant analysis by the way, is that it's not as if she's up against an unusual player, a chopper or something like that. And if you think back to Vegas, she went down against a fairly conventional player, albeit, you know, a rising star of the game. So it could happen. She could lose this.
I think she might, you know.
But it's going to take some winning, because as Tong knows only too well, you can get yourself into a position to win it, but you then have to do perhaps the hardest thing, which is to get the job done. And she may only need one more game, but she's going to be in an absolute arm wrestle here from this point on.
Now, though, is the real test for Xingtong. The hardest game to win is the last. The hardest point to win is the last.
Love 2.
It's just trying to calm the crowd down a little bit here.
Love 2. Love 3.
Now, the thing here for Xingtong is if Xia were to win a game, and it's incredible to think that things could get any louder than they already are in here, and then harness that support, she could really become a juggernaut there, can't she?
And then Xingtong would get a deja vu from Fukuoka because she was 3-2 up in the women's singles final against Wang Monyu.
Oh, there now.
3-1.
She had a hand on her hip when she played that Xingtong. That's a sassy finish.
Oh, look at that finish she holds at the end.
Lovely stuff. Great posture.
Oh, she got one back, not the second though. Xia's turning up the heat. Xia's fighting for her life here.
Yeah, too hot to handle. A perfectly timed forehand flick.
4-1.
It was a long serve, but Xingtong was surprised by it. Immediately put on the back foot. Oh, she went for the kill.
4.
Xingtong brushing up the ball very well here. Tough for even Yingsha to calibrate her counter. With so much rotation to deal with, the ball was constantly arcing. But look at Yingsha. She's managed to draw the sting out of Xingtong. Not really reacting after winning points, and that really adds to the intimidation level for me.
But this is where Xingtong has been so good. On the odd occasion since game one, when Xia's got going, Xingtong's just reeled her in. She's never let her get away. Always had an answer.
I can't remember what game it was now, but she got like a 6 or 7 point streak, Xingtong.
Yeah, it was 2 into 3. Remember, she took that momentum into game 3 from finishing off the second.
It's all just been a blur, hasn't it? It's been constantly swaying in terms of momentum switches, and every single rally just echoed through the Infinity Arena. You've always got to look at who's got more to gain and who's got more to lose. Do you know what? I think Xingtong has more to gain and more to lose.
It's run along the net. That'll need a bit of explaining. More to gain, more to lose.
More to gain because she's never won a Champions before, and more to lose because the heartbreak of being up in another final and not being able to finish would be a very, very tough weight to bear.
Oh, wow. Another one of those simply mesmerizing exchanges ends with another point for Xia. The beauty of this final, Fraser, is that to elevate it to the levels we're at now, it needed exactly this. It needed Xingtong to be in front to produce, or at least to force Xia to produce her very best.
Yeah, they're both bringing out the best in each other. And that's what you want to see in a final. The last stand.
Oh,
going out blazing. Nice block there from Xingtong, containing the topspin, adding some rotation, and there came right over the ball, right off of the peak of the bounce.
8-5.
Tell you what, if Xia can get through this from 3-1 down against Xingtong, who is playing one of the best matches of her career, I would be gobsmacked.
oh, it's come down on her side. 4 clear now. Imagine a final going to a 4-3.
Oh, on the lean, Yingsha playing a shot of such swagger.
5 game points to Xia as she looks to build the comeback.
Ten, 6. Ten, 6.
That was her chance. She takes it. And she's back within 1 game. 2-3. And this is turning, Fraser, into an absolute epic here in Yokohama. A historic first WTT champions here in Japan. And boy, oh boy, as finals go, this is right up there.
The question is, will we see a 7th?
Yes, indeed. All right, let's draw breath and come back for the next game. Would you listen to that? Cheers for Yingsha. Marlin will know, as will those Team China players, that their guys are giving an amazing account of themselves. This woman still leads in this final. 3-2 she's up, but Xia just won a game to come back within 1. What next? Is this the one way or another, that's going to define this one? Going to put you on the spot, Fraser. Obviously, if she wins it, Xingtong wins the match. What happens if Xia wins this one?
I think if Xia wins this 6th game, she will win the 7th.
And that is based on the fact that it's Xia, that Xingtong does have a little bit of trauma and some bad memories when it comes to big finals in these events.
Yeah, she'd get a flashback to Fukuoka, which she lost 4-3 in the final. She'd get a flashback perhaps to the champions in Incheon, where she lost to Wang Yidi in the final after having 4 match points. And we know how solid Xia is in the 7th game.
1-0.
So, don't blink and miss anything in this game then.
A quick fire rally there, backhand to backhand. That last one just a little bit deeper, a little bit more driven from Yingsha. Bit of extra acceleration coming in with the closed racket angle. creating a cave with the body. She's on the tips of her toes, so her energy is focused forwards, out in front.
A
nice placement from Chen Xingtong there. And the serves are back with the world number 3.
Play. 2-0.
Is it going to tighten up and get cagey? Are we still going to see these exchanges that have defined this match thus far?
I think that Chen Xingtong wants it to be cagey. We're seeing the rallies shorten slightly here now.
And the tension going up.
Because there's extra focus from the players on the placement.
3-0.
Oh, there he is. A penny for your thoughts. More than a penny for your thoughts. He knows these players so well. I wonder who he thinks might come through. Ooh.
3-4.
Big break. And everything takes on grander proportions at this stage in a match, Fraser, doesn't it?
It does.
3-4.
It really, really does.
Five, 3.
At the end of the day, Xia can't have all the glory. It's better, isn't it, for the success to be shared in a way, and that's why Team China approach it with the team spirit. That's why they wear the jersey at these WTT events.
Yeah. And that's not to say in any way that Xia not out to win this one, because just to look at her record against Chinese players, look at her record in major finals. But for the maybe objective, sentimental neutrals out there, the fact there's been so much heartbreak for Tong Tong does make you kind of root for her. And right now, Yingsha is perhaps rolling the dice for the last time with this timeout.
Yeah, she's dancing with danger here. Let's see what tricks she could have up her sleeve, or has she already used her cards?
Oh, she'll have something. Surely history tells us she'll have something. But it's a 3-point deficit in a must-not-lose game. So it has to happen now. And so often we look at the points immediately after a timeout and say, that's decisive. A packed stadium. Their teammates watching. And these two players have only got themselves for company. Who has the mental steel here to see this one out? Tong Tong has the service. She has a 3-point lead and a 3-2 advantage in games. Is this her moment?
It's a brave shot from Yingsha. All cards on the table. She left the wide forehand exposed, but clever that she played with so much spin. Oh, it was just a whisker away, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, she looks at that. Because right now, she just needs a couple of those to find a bit of paint. And she's nearly home.
Oh, she braces for impact and fends back the Yingsha clobber.
And edges closer to the dream.
4-7.
Another one.
4.
Another step closer on the Xia serve as well. She might just have the momentum to get across the finish line because she's taken 6 of the last 8 points available at the most important time.
Oh, goodness me.
It feels like it's her time, Fraser. Come on now.
Let's see. I mean, she's such a cool cucumber, Chen Xingtong. Surely she won't be able to contain herself if she wins the next 2 points, if she beats the world champion here in this champions final.
On the brink of eradicating the pain, the heartache of WTT Champions Finals defeats. 6 championship points for Xingtong against the world's best.
Let 4-10. 5-10.
And she just sinks in exasperation after losing that point there, Chen Xingtong. She can taste victory on the tip of her tongue.
What a way to do it.
Chen Xingtong wins 3 games to 2.
Look at that face. If ever a player deserved to smile and wave to the crowd and acknowledge success, it's Chen Xingtong. Tell me you're not moved, Fraser Riley, by what she's achieved here.
I am so happy for the world number 3. What an incredible achievement. It's a story of resilience, persistence. It's a story of self-belief. She's beaten the world's best player. She's beaten a player who was going for her 7th champions title. And Chen Xingtong has defeated Yingsha. And she just couldn't believe it. She didn't know how to react.
We were there in Incheon when her final and her world fell apart, when a final that she thought she'd won was snatched away from her by Wang Yidi. Now, redemption, satisfaction, and sheer joy. What a smile, one that tells you so many stories. And we'll tell you the story of the game, a match that ended 11-5, started with a 6-11 loss in which